You're listening to the Uptown Girls podcast. I'm your host, Martina Barley. Let's talk.
It's hard. It's so hard to put yourself out there. Like, we can get into that too.
It is. Let's just keep talking, and when it starts, it starts.
Okay.
I'll just at some point know that we're on.
Okay.
Actually, what?
It's already started.
Perfect.
Okay. It's already started. I don't know.
Live.
I told you I can yap. I'm just going to keep going.
I don't know if this has been rolling for 5 minutes or 5 seconds, but thanks for joining us midway through this conversation. I'm Martina, and this is the Uptown Girls podcast. So to introduce our two beautiful guests, I'm going to paint a picture.
Okay.
So it's Valentine, or no, it's the week before Valentine's.
Yes. Okay.
And I am at this event called Galentine's event, and it's set up by my friend Kendra, who's been on this podcast before.
She's awesome.
She's the best. And it's like basically like a big, what would you call it?
Like almost like
Why am I blanking?
It's like a flea market, but for vendors that like sell jewelry, clothes, like
jewelry, clothes.
Yeah.
So we were there with Uptown Marketing. I'm 6 months pregnant, and I'm just waddling around. Everybody's drinking.
Looking beautiful.
Thank
No,
you.
looking stunning.
Thank you. And I'm like, oh, and then I see this cute little stand with this big cozy sweatshirt that I'm wearing right now. And I'm
teddy hoodie.
Yes, the teddy hoodie. And I'm like poking through the stuff, and this sweet older lady comes up to me and she goes, "You are definitely having a boy."
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
And I go, "Oh," I was like, "Why do you say that?" I was like, "I'm positive I'm having a girl."
You're like, I actually got the
couldn't be more
results, and
sure.
it literally is a girl. We already know.
She's like, "No, I don't know. The way you're carrying, the way you look, whatever." And I ended up talking to her for like so long, and it was your grandma.
Yeah.
And
So
That's Jeanette.
That is Jeanette.
That is grandma. She
you got
literally
her in her prime. Like,
Yes.
that is like her thing will be to go up to people
and just talk to them. Oh, I love that.
I'm obsessed that we started this way, because I had no idea, for anyone watching, listening, that like how this was going to start or anything.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that you jumped in with that, because she is like, other than her, she's the backbone of Heartbreak Honey, but grandma was like the first backbone of Heartbreak Honey. Like, she literally, like, I still sew on her sewing machine from 1920s.
No,
It's the 20s, because it was Grandma Josephine's.
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
you're
her
right.
mom's.
You're right.
Yes, I still use that Singer sewing machine. It's where I learned how to sew. So she taught me. And then I started my business, like Heartbreak Honey, in her spare bedroom at her house.
That is so cute. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
She's
she is
everything.
like the one that
Yeah.
like really is like, she's behind
She is
everything.
Heartbreak
Like,
Honey.
she just came literally with us to Georgia, like for a pop-up that we did there. And she's like taking the vlog camera. Like,
She's so great with customers too.
She's literally going up to like she went up to you. She's going up to all the girls, and she's like, "I really like that, but I think that you would look better in this." I'm like,
And she says it in like such a grandma, you like with love.
Yeah.
With love
Yeah.
and with care,
yes,
but
and
it's
like you
also,
listen to her, because like she's an old lady, and
and old ladies can get away with saying whatever they want.
literally
And we're all
whatever they
just like,
want.
"She's
so
so cute."
She went over to you, and I literally watched her do this while I'm like packing an order like for the person in front of me, and I'm like, what is she
I
saying
loved
right now
it.
to her? Is she telling her that she's literally gonna have a boy because she already knows she's having a girl? She's wearing full pink, like, yeah, no, insane. But she's like literally the backbone. Like, she
is.
taught me so much, like, already. She's like part of the reason I started the business.
Okay, so let's go back.
Okay.
You are the owner. You are Julia,
Yes.
and you are Emily.
Yes, I am not the owner or the founder or anything like that.
But you're the right-hand man, which is just as important.
She is, well, okay, say what we call you sometimes too when I'm like in a bad mood.
Well, you can say it.
She says that she's the punching bag. So I basically
That's actually not where I thought you were going.
Oh no.
Okay.
I was like,
Yeah, you're gonna go
she
straight
is
into it.
Straight
Okay.
into it. Yeah, no, she's like, she is like, when I'm having a bad day, it sounds horrible, but like I do take it out on her for sure. Like sisters, you get it.
My sister is my VP, so I understand this. And I actually asked her to come. I was like, they're two sisters.
Yes,
they
yeah.
help each other run the
Yeah.
company. And my sister goes, "No, I looked hideous on the last one I was on, so I don't think I can do it." I'm like,
Literally,
That's
us when we
why,
watch
that's
this
why
back.
I'm your sister. I'm like, I can't look at that. I can't
She
look at
literally,
myself right now.
so when I first was like, hey, like, you got to come on this with me. Cause like she's the funny, and I'm the one that's like, I'm going to like put my head down and like actually start this, but she's behind a lot of like
Yeah.
the names of the items, or like any like left on red like when that was like
Wait,
the drop.
you're an accountant. And
She's yes.
I'm a rare bird.
What can she say? You know,
No, literally, I was doing like interviews today, and the guy's like, "Never lose your personality." I'm like, "That's not the plan." Like, what do you mean?
That
But
is
yeah,
great.
it's crazy because like especially the industry that I'm in, it's you normally get like someone who's just
because she's an accountant.
Yeah.
So
that's what I help Julia with. But other than that, I am her punching bag.
Sorry, we're getting sidetracked.
This company is a clothing company called Heartbreak Honey. Okay, go on.
So yes. So I'm Julia. I'm the owner of Heartbreak Honey, which is a clothing brand. Yes. So basically, we're like a leisure wear company that is. I mean, we do like limited edition drops. That's like the business model right now.
I want to show the back of mine because
Yes, please do.
So we have
so cute.
And picture being 6 months pregnant and finding this when you're at this event, and I had this tight ass dress on.
Yeah.
And I
Oh
was
my God.
literally waddling. And again, I just remember everybody was drinking these great drinks, and I was like,
You're like this
and so
sucks.
I found this.
So cute.
This might as well said, I'm having a baby girl. Like
So cute. No, literally so cute. So yeah, that's from our
back.
first collection that we ever did. So that was like a year ago.
Oh yeah.
I can,
Yeah, I think so.
yes, you can see.
just so girly. And
So that was like the first collection that we ever dropped. And like we can get into that more.
Well, I
but
would say start with just like how you came up with the name and all of that stuff because that's really
Emily,
interesting.
take over. I'm just gonna sit back.
yeah, like how are you?
She's getting sidetracked.
I
This is where
see.
this is where I need to put my
This is
foot
why
down.
I brought her here. Like yes, but
So give that like that's a good
okay.
story.
Okay, so how Heartbreak Honey started.
Like just your story of
Okay,
the spiel.
so the spiel. This is going to be a little bit long-winded, so just bear with me. Okay, so it's 2019, and I am going to. I like just went to University of Tennessee for my freshman year of college. Then I was like, you know what? I like don't want to be down south anymore, and I really want to go to fashion school in New York. So I decided I was going to go to FIT. Had no idea what I really wanted to do, like in fashion. Like I was just like, I know I want to do something in it. I just don't know what. And so then one day I was like looking for classes, and I decided I wanted to take a small business course where it was like, you're going to have a small retail store and basically come up with your business plan for the store. It was like the school project.
Cute.
So I was in like a relationship at the time, and like my MO is literally I will get into a relationship. Like I'm just a relationship girl. So like a lot of my background was like my first boyfriend was at like 14. Like I've just been dating my whole life.
you're a
I feel
lover
like
girl.
Yeah.
yes, I've been dating my whole life. So I was in this relationship, going to school in Manhattan, and we had broken up. Like he broke up with me. It was like out of nowhere. Now, side note, we did get back together. But that's besides the point. At the time, he broke up with me, and I was like heartbroken. Like I was like a mess. And I had this like project that was due, and so I was like, how do I put what I'm feeling right now into like some kind of fashion related sense? Because that's what I want to do with my life. And then, long story short, I mean, I basically was like brainstorming names and like Heartbreak Honey. I wanted it to have like a ring to it. So that's kind of when Heartbreak Honey started, was I basically made this business plan and I called it Heartbreak Honey. And I was like, one day, maybe this will be something. One day, maybe it won't, whatever. And so I did the business plan. The first logo, like literally, if I go back to the business plan now, it was like a butterfly. I still have it. And like the date is on it. It's crazy. So I make this business plan and then don't really think anything of it. Like think maybe one day I'll want to own a business, maybe not. And so then
Well, Dad.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Sorry.
So then-
I'm jumping.
Let me talk. So then I basically I finished at a business school like upstate New York, like where we're from. And so I finished school there, and then I went to work in sales immediately. Like after school, I moved to Boston, was like, this is what I'm going to do.
What kind of sales?
Tech sales.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how.
Completely opposite of Heartbreak Honey.
Yeah, honestly, it was like the first thing that came my way. And I was like, I'm just going to take it. My best friend was going, Lauren. And so I ended up going. I moved to Boston. And then I'm like working this sales job, which now I'm thankful for, because anyone that ever wants to own a business, like I think you need to work in as many different areas of it as you possibly can. So that's when I learned cold calling. And that's when I learned like how to DM people and just like put things out there.
It doesn't matter what kind of business you have.
No.
If you're not good at sales, you do not have a business.
Totally, 100%. So
Sales is so hard. It's like people look at sales as like this thing and they don't realize it's so hard.
it's so hard.
So hard.
It's the backbone also of any business. And like nobody sells your product better than you sell it. So like I'll get there. But then basically I went into sales. I ended up making a position within this company. Like this is my personality to a T. I went to the CMO as literally a 21-year-old. Yeah, like, and I was like, I'm putting a meeting on your calendar and I don't want to do sales anymore, but you can use me for brand merchandise for all the salespeople because like I have design background. Like I know what I want to, like I know I want to work in fashion and like this is my way of kind of like seeing if I can do this for like another company. Put the meeting on his calendar, got the job. So he was like, I'll make you a position within the company. And I became the head of brand merchandise for this tech sales company.
That didn't have brand merchandise before that.
No.
So you they had not only a position, but a department.
So they had, well, basically, I was on the marketing team. So I was like, I'm a marketing girly. I fit in better there. You get it. Mm-hmm. I was like, I just fit in better there. Like, I'm not a salesperson. At least I felt like I wasn't. So they had some merchandise already. And like, I kind of built them a website with like another company and like decided like, this is what I want to do there. And it was going awesome. But then the company kind of like went remote. And so I was like, instead of me spending all this money on rent in Boston, let me like move home for a little bit. So I did. I came home, and then luckily, like when that happened, my dad passed away. So like out of literally nowhere, crazy. Like he owned a business too. So he was he owned it was called Audio Images, Sound and Lighting, which is basically a huge production company. And he built that. Crazy story. We're gonna tie it back.
This like entirely.
He would have like this would be his thing. Yes. So he started his business in my grandma's spare bedroom. Like literally the exact same story.
That grandma.
It's crazy because it's like the same amount of money too that like it took him to start is what it took me to start. And so like all these things I feel like were just kind of meant to be.
I have chills.
It's crazy. Literally. So he passed away, and then once he passed, I immediately like life just kind of hit me, and I was like, okay, I'm 23. I'm never going to be as young as I am now. I'm never going to have these amount of responsibilities that I have, which is like
none.
You know,
living at
my
home,
Netflix
not
account,
having
like,
to,
not even. Like I think mom still, no. So I had basically like no responsibilities, and I was like, let me just jump into like this clothing brand that I've always wanted to start. And so literally, I think it was a little bit after he passed, like maybe a couple months later, I got my LLC. I like sat down and I was like, I'm going to really do this. So I was working at a marketing firm here still, like saving money, living at home.
What marketing firm here were you working at?
It wasn't a marketing firm. Sorry. It was it was like a tent shielding company. Okay. But I was their head of marketing.
Yeah.
Yes. Again, an industry that is so wildly different than clothing. Yeah. But I learned like the back end of like Adobe and like all of these things that I needed. And so I've basically just taken like every single skill I've learned at all these jobs, like even serving, bartending, waitressing, like all that stuff. I took all those skills and I was like, let me put it towards this. And then basically I started it. I look back at the first collection, which was so we've been in business for a year. So September 3rd is like our anniversary. Like that's when like the first collection launched, which is what you're wearing. But I do look back at it and I'm like, how far we've come in a year. I'm really proud of it because I don't know if other like founders feel this way, but I feel like it's a thing where you can't wear your own stuff. Or like I look back at stuff and I'm like, why did I ever make that? Like that is the ugliest thing, which sounds horrible, but I think that like a lot of people struggle with it, at least like who I talk to. So like that's how it really started was just, it's kind of a snowball effect. I don't know. Yeah. Like there was a lot
you just did it. I feel like one of the hardest things about starting a business that actually is just filing the LLC. Like taking the step to do it. You know what I mean? Because once you do that, you're like, all right, well, I just paid whatever to do that. So I got to keep going now.
Yeah.
Like literally my biggest piece of advice too is like, you are not going to have all the answers at all. Like you literally just have to jump in. Like anyone that wants to start a business, just jump into it and you will learn as you go. I swear. Yeah. Like you're not going to know. Like I didn't know at the beginning that like when I manufactured these hoodies, like the first order that came in, which is a story I can tell, they all came in wrong. And so like all of these things I had to learn how to fix them as I went. So me kind of doing the trial and error is how I've gotten to where we are now. But even where I am now is like nowhere close to where like the plans are in the future. But
yeah.
Okay. So because when I met you in February, you were selling somewhere else, San Diego?
Yeah. LA at that time. Yeah.
How did you get that?
Started.
So they reached out to me and those founders are amazing.
Okay,
Andrew,
wait, pause. Okay. Sorry. So they reached out to you because they saw your social media?
Yes. So they came across...
Sorry, I want to
ask. You want to
talk about building the social media first. We'll cut all this.
Okay.
Perfect.
So when you started off, what was your marketing?
So,
good question.
Okay. Like when it first started, I had a little bit of a following like myself on my personal Instagram, but that was because of like years ago I was on TV for Irish Dance, which is like a whole other thing. But that's like the majority of my followers were from that. So like I didn't.
How many followers do you have?
Post
Not
11K.
Yeah.
It's not. I still have like 11K. It's not like it's like this
amount though.
crazy amount where it's like hundreds of whatever. So, I started it immediately, like posting on the Instagram, and I knew that Instagram was going to be like my biggest seller, like because I was good at it already on my own platform. I felt like TikTok, on the other hand, I didn't have a strategy for it at all. Like I just immediately jumped into like posting on TikTok, posting on Instagram.
Well, you also hear like the post 3 times a day. Like it's just it'll happen. It'll happen for
Just
you as
keep
long
going.
as you
Just
keep
keep
going
going,
3
yeah.
times a day. And so at least for me, I'm huge on like TikTok and consumption. Like I consume so much media. I listen to podcasts every single day,
which is
all day
crazy,
long.
like that I don't go on TikTok ever.
Yeah, she doesn't.
I'm not a scroller. I don't consume things. I don't buy like.
Because you're Irish dancing.
I'm not a yeah.
Because you're busy Irish dancing.
Busy Irish dancing. But no, I just am not a consumer. She is a consumer though.
I'm a consumer of all media.
Yeah.
So I was like I was like, Julia, you got to post 3 times a day. Everyone says, like every single person, 3 times a day, keep going, keep going, keep going. And we're like, why is this not getting any traction?
Yeah.
And so you can kind of get into like the Priscilla if you want, and understanding. But like, so what we kind of learned was if your TikTok set up as like a business account, TikTok's algorithm, how it works is if you're a business account, they expect you to put money into TikTok. And
so that's like running ads and doing, which I do on Instagram sometimes, but I've also learned to let social media just work for me because what happened when we were putting money into ads on TikTok and stuff was just like either
There's no return on investment.
They're not promoting a video that now you don't pay for. So it's like that you paid for it once, so now they're going to expect you to keep paying for it.
So the ones in between that you're not paying for,
and then
TikTok's algorithm isn't working for you at that point.
So you basically, if you want to be big on TikTok in your business, you have to pay for everything.
It's either that or like you use a personal account where the algorithm's not built into a personal account because they don't expect personal people to boost and
Where
boost
did you
and boost.
learn that piece of information?
Okay, so there was 2 things.
Well, let me say something first because
We're going to cut each other off.
There's a part that we are, but there's a part that you're missing too, which is like the when you run your account too, I think what I've seen so far, like we just started our new TikTok account weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I had a TikTok account for the first year of business. I wasn't really posting that consistently on it, or if I was, like I was trying to pay for stuff and like we just didn't see any growth. So I decided I was going to restart one. And now on this personal, like you run it as a personal account, I can now use trending sounds. I can use things that people go viral for that I just wasn't going to get the access to with the business account. But we learned this because, and we can get into like the department stores that the brand is in now, but at one of these department store like VIP events that I went to, I met Priscilla, who's the owner of Prasanna Bay, a really popular sweatshirt company, hoodie brand. And she has seen wild amounts of success on TikTok. Like her entire business really took off from that.
Yeah.
So she kind of was in the same boat as me. She was posting every day and then wasn't really seeing traction. And then she eventually like had a viral video. And from that, it's just really taken her business to like an entire new level.
Incredibly.
And so basically she gave me the advice where she was like, I think that you should kind of just start from scratch and like really try to create a new account and be consistent on it and be able to use sounds that are trending and all that stuff. So I'm still working on that.
We just started that new transition.
But I will say, like, for me, the biggest marketing factor and, like, social media factor is Instagram.
Yeah. Okay.
I just see the most with that.
Yeah. So that's how people started to find you and reached out to you.
Yeah.
So what was the first person to reach out and, like, how did that go?
So for the department stores? Okay. So
what time frame was this, too? Also kind of give that.
It was literally, like, early January, and my stuff needed to be in their store because the opening was the end of January.
Yeah, so wait, pause. So we launched in September, and then this is January after September. So it's only been
it's September 2024. I launched the first collection. Then in December of 2024, so a couple months later, I launched the second collection. Then in January, so literally a month later, they came across on like the Instagram For You page, Heartbreak Honey, and Lily is her name. She's one of the founders. She reached out and she was like, hey, I really like your small brand. we are creating this department store called Atlas, which they're amazing. They basically take small brands from like different walks of life. So like jewelry, clothing, there's like cowgirl boots are being sold there now. Like all of these skincare, sunscreen, like all of these small brands that would never have the opportunity to be in like a Macy's because they can't afford it. They took all of those brands and like found these small brands on Instagram and then reached out to all of them. And they were like, hey, you know, you can pay this fee and et cetera. And like, you know, the finances of it. And you can basically be put into our department store, but you'll just get like all of this extra reach. So I met with them, we talked about it, and at first I was like, I don't know if this is real or not. Like, like
seems so
that
sketchy.
Stuff happens. Like, like that stuff happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then I met with them, and like it ended up being like such an amazing partnership. I could tell immediately that they were like super cool, very down to earth people. They're from they're from like Texas originally. At least Lily is, and then. So I met with them, talked with them, and then they had their first department store opening in LA, and then. After that, it was San Diego. So that was January. We were put into that department store. And then I launched the third collection in June. And then in June, that same month, we were put into San Diego, which was their second department store, which now has like closed due to like separate reasons. But they reopened. Basically, they like took that location and they moved it to San Jose. So we were just there for that. So that was like basically the third opening, but really their second store. So now we're in San Jose, California too. So
very nice.
Yeah.
So that, and you're selling primarily online.
Yeah. So those are my sales channels. Yeah. So online, you can buy through like Instagram too. It just will take you to the website, and then 2 department stores.
Okay.
And then I also do.
Recently, we've been trying to branch out because we've noticed, I guess you can speak a little bit more on like the marketing of, it's really hard, especially on Instagram, to build traction. Like really like
it's hard to grow.
And also, one follower doesn't equal one sale, which is like a hard thing to learn.
Yeah.
Followers do not mean sales.
Yeah.
They do not. Like,
it's hard to get it to translate over.
Yeah.
So in order to make it easier for people to purchase, we do pop-ups, which is like where we met you. And
I was
get to do all of these things.
So how many of those do you do? Do you have a strategy? Are you always looking for those, or do you just kind of like, what's coming up?
Well, okay. So the first pop-up we ever did, so basically our sales channels are online sales, the 2 department stores that we're in, and then pop-ups. So the first pop-up that we ever did was where we met you, Valentine's Day, and that I had no idea what to expect. Like I still don't know what to expect. Like I'm only a year into this, so I'm like super new. Like I don't really know exactly what I'm doing, but I brought like not that much inventory, and I was like, I don't know how much to bring. I have no idea how to set this up. I showed up like way too early, had no idea what I was doing, and then all of a sudden, like we were standing there and there was like a line of people, and I was like, okay, wait, like I'm seeing that there are sales from this. Like you came, I got to meet people, and I found too that like when we make a connection with someone like in person, it goes so much further.
Yeah.
So
how many brands are there online? There's billions.
So many.
There's only one Julia, only one Emily.
Absolutely.
You know?
So what we did was from that, we went to this first pop-up. It went really well. And I was like, okay, any other opportunity that comes our way, we'll take it. But I didn't really have a strategy for pop-ups. I was just like, this went really well and we'll see what happens.
You like to wing it. I like that.
So I do.
I'm the same way.
I am a like, you're
Fake
either
it
going
till you make it and become it.
And you're either going to do it 100% or you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So like when I throw myself into something, I just do it. And like, that's where our personalities differ. She's not a risk taker.
I always say this too. I always say, people who start their own business, they are the type of people who can move mountains. These aren't people who like are just, because you put so much of your time, your effort, and everything into it. People don't start businesses unless they're willing to take the risk of trying to move a mountain. It's so beyond difficult. I am not that type of person. I know that about myself. I'm lazy. I don't want to move a mountain. I don't want to push things around. But people who start their own businesses, like you guys are more cherished, I would say, also like from any marketable thing, because you like are so multifaceted. You operate in so many different lanes. It's insane. And also like the amount of stress and like not having people to ask questions.
Yeah.
Emily, thank you for saying that.
So
right?
hard.
People don't understand how hard it is to have no one to go to. And when you someday get to a point where you have a lot of employees like I do.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about that. I want to ask you questions. I'm like,
ask me whatever you want. When they come to me with a question and I don't know the answer either, I have to give them. I can't just be like, I don't know,
figure it out. Yeah.
But I'm also like, I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah, I don't know. Figure it out. Like it's.
If I had to do that in my accounting job and I didn't have anybody to ask questions to, I would have been out. Like you can't do that. It's so you have to give so much credit and like pat yourself on the back because it's so hard.
Yeah,
so hard.
That's why I keep her around.
Yeah. Wow. I wish my sister gave me compliments like this, Carla.
Okay, no, this is like very, very like rare. Like this is like she's just being.
Well, she's being recorded.
True. She knows that this is. Yeah.
But no, it's crazy watching what you guys do and just how hard it is, and nobody gives.
But I'll
the
tell you this, Emily, because I say this about my sister too. Because I'm also the risk taker. I sometimes don't think things through. I jump and then look and say, what did I just do? And my sister's like you. She's not a risk taker. She's very analytical. She's like, sit the fuck down, basically.
Yeah.
And you
need that. You need
but
both.
You need that. You literally, if you don't have that, like that's why I needed to bring her today because I was like, she is literally like, when I go to make a financial decision or I go to do anything, she is the one that's like, okay, you need to take a step back for a second and think about what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Because like, she's a, like I think through the entire process person. Yeah. I like look one way and I just jump. Like, So, and I think that's what makes the world go around, right? Like,
it is. Yeah. And sometimes, I don't know if you guys run into this, but me and my sister butt heads like crazy because we are just built extremely different. And one time, actually on a podcast, we were talking with one of our clients who manages big teams. And we were like, what do you do with these two personalities? They're so different. Like, how would you like kind of lead us to work well together? And he was like, what do you mean? He's like, this is the ideal situation. Like, you have somebody that's bold and not afraid to take risks. And then you have somebody that's going to be smarter and think things through and say, wait a minute, slow down. Because people like you and I would literally run off the deep end into the woods and be like, what
keep going.
I literally have done that. And she has been like, okay, well, what are you going to do with all this leftover inventory that's sitting here? Because now we're going to have to donate it and it's going to have to be a tax write-off. Like, it's just like, she's so... I am not me, literally, without her. Like, recently, the past couple of weeks, like, I've been doing, and we can talk about this, but a pop-up tour. We can get back into that. But it's the first time that I have ever done truly, like, Heartbreak Honey, where, like, she hasn't come with me or, like, had a say in really anything going on just because she's in grad school and she's busy and, like, has her own life. And it's hard because I wake up and I think about this from the time I literally open my eyes till the time I go to bed. Yeah. This isn't her whole life. No. Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully someday soon.
Hopefully when it takes off.
CFO.
Yeah. But literally, well, that's another thing. We have no idea what her title is going to be because she does so much. But
well, my sister is the vice president of Uptown Marketing because it's the closest she could possibly be to being a CEO. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. But like, it was the first time I ever did anything these past couple of weeks, like without her. And I needed to, because I needed to learn, like, all right, you can do this yourself. You don't need to like use her. Because there are times where I will constantly ask for reassurance from her. Am I doing the right thing? And she's like, okay, you are the business owner though. And you have to be able to just like
put your foot down sometimes and just keep
with
going.
yourself.
Totally. And like, she's like, she'll say all the time, if you think this is the right thing to do, then just do it. Like, stop asking me. Yeah. Because I don't have all the answers either. Right. So.
But if you start to go out in La La Land, I'll be like, okay.
She's like, okay, she pulls me back down. Yeah.
But I do think it's so important not to shut down like your guys' creativity. You're creating something. Yeah. But it's also, you understand the realistic aspect is what your sister brings into the picture of being like, okay, well, how do we realistically make this happen? Yeah. Like, and not just be out in the stars somewhere. Yes. And so that's where I feel like that's where you need, and I'm sure you feel the same thing, is like, nothing probably feels better than when your sister's like, yes, this is great. This is a great idea.
Yes. That's so and that's true. Another thing too. Yeah.
Because you don't want to.
And because so often you guys are like, well, like we might think we have this amazing idea and you might think it's a great idea too, but your reaction is going to be like, okay, wait a minute. How do we actually make that? And you're like, can't you just be excited? Like,
I know, literally, I will bring her like a new, okay, for example, like I really want to launch a new collection in the spring and like it's already in the works because like in the fashion calendar, you just have to be ahead. Yeah. It's the whole thing. I'm always behind, I feel like, but I like will bring it to her and I'll show her a design and I'm so excited about it. I spent hours like on my iPad drawing this stuff out. And I bring it to her and she's like, And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
What about it?
I'm literally like,
what makes it special?
Yeah.
Like, what makes it not just every other hoodie that you can get from somewhere else?
So then I sit down and I'm like, this fucking bitch. Yeah. I'm like, she doesn't know what we do. Like,
when you're coming up with designs, because when I first saw this, it made me think of Boys Lie. Remember I told you that brand?
And I remember you said that because it made literally my whole like week, probably month. So.
Yeah. Well, so where do you have other brands that you look to for like inspiration? Yes. What are those brands?
Well, I think Heartbreak Honey, what it started as and what it's evolving into right now is like two completely different things. And I wouldn't have known that unless I just started, like I said. Originally, I think I wanted it to be like a lonely ghost kind of vibe. Like I Love You, Say It Back. Like I really liked that. Like that's kind of how like Left on Red happened. Like I loved their hoodies. I saw what they do in like Indie Blue. I thought she was awesome. But then now that I've like grown and I feel like I've seen other brands come to light, I am kind of taking it in a little bit of a different direction. I don't want it to be as like in your face almost, like where like everything is Heartbreak Honey plastered all over it. So brands that I look up to are like Dairy Boy, for example. Like I've been following Paige Lorenz she's the founder. I bought their first drop ever.
Aww.
Like, and now to see,
I remember when you got it and you're like, I was
so excited, and no one, I mean, like people knew who she was and what it was, but it was not what it is now. And that is something like watching that journey for her and like Dairy Boy and what she's been able to do is literally nuts. Park, I also love. I think Chelsea's awesome. Like everything that she does, I look up to.
Well, do you notice what you're doing? You're talking about the founders.
Yeah.
So that's important thing too. You have to keep at the forefront of your brand.
See, I didn't realize I was doing that. Okay.
No, that's a good thing.
No, it's important. Yeah. Cause like, I guess I do associate the brand with them. And I think originally too with Heartbreak Honey, I said to her, I was like, I don't want to put my face to this. Like, I just don't want to like, you would think probably looking at me, judging a book by its cover, that I love to stand there and like take videos of myself and stuff. I hate it. Like that's why TikTok is hard for me.
But when it became a job, it became a job.
Sorry, I guess that's true. I really liked it before, and then now that it's a job, sometimes it just feels like I don't know if what I'm producing is good enough.
And sometimes you're just not in the mood.
Yes.
You know?
Oh my gosh, all the time.
Makeup.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't want to do this.
Yes, or like I don't want to have to say something the right way, and then I'm like going to be canceled before it even like is anything. You know, so. But I think I've come to realize too that like these brands, like you're saying, that I look up to have the founder behind it, and it's their story that you also become so associated with, and that's part of like the whole pop-up tour that we just did. So like Arizona's actually next week, but it was her idea, so I'm going to give you credit.
I'll take it.
Emily, you tell us what the idea was.
You go ahead and tell how this kind of came about.
So in my brain, I looked at, after drop 3, it didn't perform as well online as we had hoped it would, especially with like all the traction and stuff that we were getting. We
on
realized
social media.
A follower doesn't always necessarily mean a sale. And so we ended up with a bit more inventory than we would have liked, because we keep inventory for Atlas LA and Atlas San Diego or San Jose. And we were like, we have a bunch that we still need to sell, because in the drop model, you typically make sales within like the first week, month, and then they typically die out until the next drop happens.
It's scarcity, right? So it's like I'm promoting something that I'm not going to remake this design. So like those are sold out now, and like I'm not remaking that.
Yeah, nobody. It'll only yours for life.
So
I basically told Julie, I was like, we have a bunch of inventory, and we need to get. Like, we thought the problem might be like just getting. Julia thought the problem might be the product. I said, I love your product. I think you have a great product. I think it's just your reach. You need to reach more people within your demographic, because when you do a pop-up, you outperform sometimes like your drop day sales. Like just being in person and meeting people, they appreciate you so much more. And I was like, and you also need to get it out to the right people, because we have done pop-ups where it's just not the right people at the pop-up, and it's just not her demographic. And so I was like, who is your customers? She's like, college girls. Like, I want the college girls who are diehard for Dairy Boy, Park. Like, I want those people.
Like what they are creating, like those brands and those cult followings, like I envy that, because they've been able to create, like I say, like Heartbreak Honey is not just like a brand where you like shop from. Like there's an entire story behind it. And if you are a heartbreaker, then like you're one of us, and like you are in our family now. So like anyone that I meet and make these connections with, I'm like, I need to meet more of these people and like get more people to come into our family.
Yeah. Because you were feeling like the product was the problem. I was like, it's not. It's just you needed more people. It just needs to reach more people outside of Rochester, New York.
Yeah.
Because you can only go so far here, right? So I had the idea originally just to go and pop up at a bunch of schools and just sell your current inventory. And that's where Julie was like, I'm going to take this and kind of run with it to get more
she
people.
Was like, calm down.
And I was like, calm down, just sell what you currently have. Don't overdo it because you don't want to end up with a lot more inventory to try and sell. But Julie was like, I have a great idea if you want to go ahead with.
Well, so you came to me and you were like,
I was like, you need to go to schools. You need to pop up at schools because this is where you sell the best. You do great when you're in person with people. And if you go to schools in Pennsylvania, in Arizona, Georgia, it's not Rochester, New York. You're getting it out to more people and those people are going to go home and then show it to their friends.
Tag you.
Yeah.
Well, you came to me and you were like, you don't have the money and you are not going to be dropping a fall collection.
Yeah.
She was like, you are not doing that this year. She's like, you are going to run yourself dry. She's like, you don't have the reach yet, like you said.
Yeah, you're just going to end up with more inventory.
Exactly, that just sits. So she was like, I think you need to go to these schools and you need to get out to your demographic. So I was like, okay, fine. How can I make you go to schools, right? Like you go to college, think like put yourself back there and you're like,
I'd love to.
You're same.
Me too.
Oh my God, I keep hitting this. But like I'm putting myself back there and I'm like, all right, my sorority tells me to go to like this pop-up, right? And what incentive do I have to go? Like other than, it's like a clothing brand that I've just never heard of. They're little, like they don't have, a crazy following yet, all this stuff. So I was like, okay, I need to sell something at these pop-ups that also gets people enticed to come. And that's where at each school, I made a different product for the school. So
limited for the schools.
Like, and it was a limited edition. You could only get it if you came.
It's like, just sell what you have.
It's like, I already ordered 1,000. I'm like, really? I already placed the order. But no, so I immediately was like, got to work with that. And I was like, all right, we'll make a really limited quantity. We'll bring it to each school and it'll be like Penn State, for example. Like they had a rollover mock neck that I made like 20 of.
I think 25 was your original
25.
purchase.
Yeah, I made like 25 of them. And I was like, all right, we're going to make 25 of these for this school, 25 for the next school. And then like Arizona is really hot. So we're going to do a tank top for them.
And the goal was just not just to sell like the new, it was to sell like the old current product that we had.
Yes. So it was like a balance of like.
Keep the quantity and the new stuff small so that people shop with the other stuff.
Yes. So I basically reached out to all these schools. I'm psychotic. I literally, when I tell you, Instagram shut me down because I DM'd so many girls.
Right. Okay. So Instagram started shutting her down. And so I was like, there's a better way to do this. I was in a sorority and I was like, I was also a part of Panhell. Do you know what Panhell is? So Panhell is a council of every single sorority for one school. So if you were to go to Georgia, it's they have like 13, 14 different sororities. If you go and meet with their Panhell, they relay that message to all of the sororities. So instead of DMing 14 different groups, you DM one and it circles out.
Okay.
And so I was like, do this. It might help.
Yeah. So I reached out to Penn State and I was like, hey, I want to pop up outside of campus, like get all the sorority girls to come. Like, I think they would really like this stuff. I know I would when I was that age and like I still do. So I reached out to them. They were awesome. And then like I worked with them. And basically what I did was I created discount codes for like every girl. And I was like,
different sororities
have different codes. And like I was like, you can share the codes with your friends, like everybody come. And then it gets to like Penn State and I'm literally at these pop-ups, like I am going and I am setting this stuff up by myself, like sweating. I get there like 3 hours early. I'm like taking tents apart. Like
usually I would help her, but I'm in my master's program right now, so I can't be traveling
we need you to focus on that for now.
Someone's got to do her taxes.
Yeah.
And they're probably a mess. So, but no, so I'm like setting all this stuff up myself and I like went into the bathroom at Penn State and I was like, you need to take a deep breath and like be like, it's okay if no one comes. Like, it's okay if no one shows up. Like, you put the work in, it's fine. It's going to be fine if no one comes. It's just another bump in the road. Like, had to give myself a pep talk. Like, I'm sure you've had to do before.
Oh, yeah.
As a founder. And so I like walked back outside and one girl came over and we started talking. And then immediately, like, I looked up and there was just like a line of people. And I was like, holy shit. Like, it didn't even start yet. And so that was the first time, and that was a couple weeks ago, that I truly saw like.
That works.
Oh, yeah.
That works. And like the frenzy of like, there were girls that couldn't get like a size that they wanted. So they just bought another size because like they just wanted it because they know I'm not going to make it again.
Yeah.
And so like I have goosebumps talking about
it. I know. It makes me so happy.
Because like I put all this work in, right? And I'm expecting no one to show up. And I've been beaten down so many times that it's just like,
Even in just 1 year.
I just need a win. You know, like sometimes you just need a win. And so like Penn State was that for me. Like seeing everyone show up was insane. Like the line of people waiting.
You guys were really smart that you like really defined who's our target market and where do we reach them. Like
that was like hard. One of the hardest things too, which we did a pop-up with Persona Bay, and they have just more of a younger demographic, and it just didn't go as well because it wasn't the right people. And it's like finding that niche.
It is. It's totally
also because with college girls, like that demographic comes like the 33-year-old pregnant girl that thinks she's still in college and like still connects to
I'm
it.
that girl. Like I am. Like I'm not in college, sure, but like my demographic, I always say is like 16 to like 40 because honest, and I know that's a wide demographic to have, but like I have older cousins that like are in their like 30s and they love it and they want to wear it, and like that's my goal too, is that like when I go to these things and I make these connections, right, and I'm like meeting 18-year-old girls that either want to work in fashion or like want to do something in marketing, and like I meet them and make that connection, I know that they're going to grow with us, right? So like the brands that I look up to, I grew with Paige Lorenz, right? Like I watched her from the beginning. I grew with her and I felt like I have this connection with her versus like other brands that just don't do that. And so like that's my goal, is to create like this family where like I'm, you know, the 18-year-old girls that I'm meeting and that like we become besties. Like now they're going to be with me through what Heartbreak Honey becomes.
Another brand that did that like astronomical. Do you guys know Betches?
No.
Media.
No, I've never heard of it.
Betches love this. Like,
no.
You guys.
No, I don't know it.
Okay, so
I'm not
basically,
I'm
surprised you don't.
I'm in my master's program, so I haven't had as much time.
Okay, so Betches basically, when I was in college, it started as a blog, literally just a website where they would write down all their like crazy thoughts. It would be like, I don't want to go to class. I'm going to skip it and get a nice coffee, and I'm not going to eat all day, so I feel skinny tonight. Like just really candid college girl
just
thoughts.
Literally,
so relatable.
It was so relatable. It got so much traffic. It's now a huge media company. They have podcasts. They have a Bravo sector. They have a mom sector.
Wait, I need to like.
I'm so surprised that you don't know. You might.
I need to lock in.
And they just grew with their audience, and it's gone from I used to go to the Betches blog in college, and now I follow the Betches mom page, and it's like fuck, my kid won't stop crying. It's still that
and
girl.
Yes, exactly. It's the same girl, and honestly, like I'm so glad you said that, because that's what Heartbreak Honey is. It is not like, yes, I want to get married one day and like have kids, and like I don't want to always be like a heartbreaker, but like, I am still that 14-year-old girl that dated the guy that was way too old for me and like didn't know what I was doing. Like, and that's how like I want my brand to always, and I cannot emphasize this enough. If there's like one clip that you use, it is we are a family, and like when you become a heartbreaker and you are in our community, like you're in it for life. So like you are growing with me.
Yes.
Like, I am still that 18.
And I love the word heartbreaker specifically. I went on a bachelorette party once, and we were like, how can we make like merch that's like a little different, whatever. So we all like labeled ourselves, like my sister was the snob, and another one was the anxious one, and I was the heartbreaker.
So see, all the stars are aligned.
Yes. At the time, I was the biggest heartbreaker ever. So I am like married. Child.
And you have a child.
I'm so heartbreaker.
Like, and I think too, like as women specifically, and like I made like a men's t-shirt, and like I would love to get into men's eventually, but like a lot of the sizing is like oversized. It's unisex sizing, because like as women, like also part of the reason I love making leisure wear is I don't want to, like you're saying, like I don't have the energy to make a fucking TikTok today. Like I just don't want to put makeup on. Like I don't feel like it. And like I'd rather just be in my sweats and stuff. And so that's why I really like making that stuff too, because as women, it's just like, yes, I might be married with kids, but like I still am, like we're saying,
I'm a heartbreaker.
I'm still that 18-year-old girl. And like, yeah, I feel like it's just important to like always go back to that. Anytime I'm like kind of lost, I always try to get back there.
We talked about Alex Cooper too. Like you're allowed to grow with your brand.
Yeah,
over
100%.
time. You so are
100%. And I don't think you have to stick with what you started with. Like I look, and I love that hoodie, but I look at it because I've looked at it for so many hours, and I'm just like, get out of my face. Yeah. I'm like, so yeah, I feel like you grow with it. I want the people that like have seen us from the beginning, and I've gotten messages too, like you have too, like of people saying it's crazy to see what you were when you started and how much you've grown.
Yeah.
And I want to keep doing that. Yeah. And I think every founder needs to. And I think every
Accountant.
No,
I'm just kidding. You're the vice president.
No, literally vice president. The punching bag.
I am the punching bag and the backbone.
And the backbone in one.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. What questions do you want to ask me? You said
okay, yeah, I have questions for you too. Yeah. Wait, so why did you were like, I want to start a marketing company, and you were like, is this what you've always wanted to do?
I always liked marketing. So I took marketing classes in high school and I really, really loved them.
Okay.
Basically, I majored in marketing and I was working for this marketing company for a long time, and I was the best salesperson there. And I had like tons and tons of clients, and I had a really strong relationship with them. And I got to the point where I didn't like working for that company anymore. And it was just not working out. It was constant power struggle because I was like, you guys need me. They're like, no, you need us kind of thing. And so my boss texted me one day. I got in a fight with like someone I worked with. My boss texted me and she said, you work for us. We will decide what you do and do not do. And I literally went to CVS and I got a notebook and I started writing like a crazy business plan, and I bought a domain LLC. And that day I was like, bye, I'm done. Yeah. So no, I didn't think it through at all whatsoever.
I'm obsessed with you. Like that is literally how it starts. That's how it starts. How long ago was that?
That was 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So I mean, I had to just wing it at that point because I quit my job and I was making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so I had the relationships. I kind of knew like, okay, well, all my clients are probably going to follow me.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a risk, but it was a pretty calculated risk. It was just like absolutely no thought to it. Yeah.
No, that's
good.
Like,
I would have, you know what? I would have done the same thing, but I wouldn't have been as creative to go and start a company. I would have just quit.
I found a new job.
You really can't do this without me, and I'm going to show you.
Yeah. How do you like, so I just hired my first intern. Like literally 2 days ago. Her name's Olivia. Shout out Olivia. Love you.
Hey, Olivia.
She is the best, but I struggle with like, when do you get to the point where you like need more employees, and like, how do you manage that? Like,
how do you bring people on? Like, not just family.
Yeah. Starting with an intern is great. I think that you'll know when you get to the point where you're not like counting every penny, like, okay, can we do this? Can we do that? You kind of, I always like, someone asked me one time, like, how do you know your expenses? And I'm like, it's kind of, if you think about it the same way as like, you know, your personal expenses, you know, what's in your checking account, you know, what has to come out. It's just that on a bigger scale.
Sometimes
maybe not you, but you do.
No, I'm actually,
so you kind of get a feel for your budget and your finances for your business in the same way.
Yeah.
And once you think about like, if you think about an employee and say you pay an employee $50,000, thinking about 50 grand is a lot. But if you think about, you know, whatever it is a month, it's a lot more like, okay, wait, I actually probably can do this. Yeah. And then you have to really always tie it back to sales, right? Like you have to think about, if I bring this person on, that means I now have this extra time to go out and sell because you're the salesperson, right?
Yeah. That's what every owner of anything I've always talked to says, like, no one regrets hiring their first employee because it gives you the opportunity to go out and work. Like, instead of being so in the business, you can work on the business, which I feel like
they're very, very, very different things. And something else I run into a lot is that like you may not like working on the business as much as you like working in the business.
Yeah.
I much prefer working in the business. But something I didn't think through.
Someone's got to be the boss.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I feel like I've been so in the business because it's been just me that now I'm like, I want to work on the business. Like, I want to work on our branding. I want to work on like all this stuff that.
I think the biggest thing with bringing somebody on is you have to know where the sales are going to come from, and you have to know they're going to increase with that, right?
Yeah.
So you have to decide, all right, if I'm hiring somebody, they're going to do all the bullshit I don't want to do anymore so I can sell. Or you may say, I want to think like bigger picture and work on stuff, and I want this person to sell.
Okay. Yeah.
So as long as it's attached to, if I hire this person for 50 grand, I see very clearly, and probably run it by them too, how that's going to result in 100 grand in sales or whatever.
They're bringing in more than 50. They're bringing in a lot more.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I always like to ask that, because it can be, it gets to a point when you own a business and you're running it by yourself, and you can only work 12-hour days so many times. Like, this is still also not my full-time job. Like, still, so I like bartend and serve, like 4 days a week. So my day is basically like, I wake up early. I work on Heartbreak Honey all day. I'll go into the bar and I'll like serve all night. And then I get home at like 10, and then I'm talking to my manufacturers who are overseas.
Oh my
so
gosh.
you can only do that
stop.
for so long. And like there was a point when like before the last drop, which was in June, where I was sleeping like 3 hours a night. And like I could, my eyes, like literally, this is so bad. This is like so, yeah.
It's okay.
But like my eyes started to get so like dry and watery that like I physically, like they were starting to sting every day.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so I should probably like figure my life out a little bit here. And like, you can only do that for so long. Like you can't keep doing that, and it's not going to be sustainable.
And you're not giving your best to your company.
You're not. You're not. And if you don't, like I've learned too, like my mom is like the biggest, she's another like Emily, where like she just, I mean, I run everything by her. Like, am I doing the right thing? And she's always like, if you don't rest, you are not going to produce anything that anyone likes. So you need to like literally take the time. Like she now is like, she specifically tells me like, okay, Julia, you need to go to bed. Like she will come in my room and be like, it's time to go to bed.
You should schedule yourself like some just days off where you do nothing. And I know that's daunting, but
those are my favorite days.
Yeah.
She loves a day like that.
You know, that gives, when your brain can rest like that, it gives you time to become inspired by things. You know what I mean? You can watch Bravo and see a sweatshirt on it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you know?
And there was a time too where like before it was after the second drop, which like the first drop went awesome. And I think it was just because it was new and like people wanted it and whatever. And then like the second drop was like our worst. And so I sat back after that, and I literally, like my mom and I went to dinner at like this dive bar where I live, and we sat there with like, I drank like 4 high noons. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I hate this. I hate what I'm producing.
I still do that 7 years in. So
okay, so I'm just great. So that's just
you have meltdowns. I'd say, you know, your business is very different than mine, but you're going to have meltdowns.
It's just
often.
It's like, no, literally, it's the ebbs and flows. And like, this is another thing that when I listen to like any podcast is very much so I take into account the emotional regulation that you need to have when you own a company. The highs are so high and the lows are so low that it's like, if you are not able to regulate that, then like you will just never be successful. Like, or you just won't be able to take it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a big reason why a lot of companies that probably would have been otherwise successful go out of business, is because the owner can't handle the ups and downs, and they get emotional with their team, and you know, I just told you guys, I got so pissed off at my boss, I quit my job and started a company. So like that, like personality type, like is not just like, I didn't go into the company like, all right, I'm going to be calm and rational and now I'm suddenly smart. No, in fact, it got worse, and I had employees instantly. So
oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
No, that's so much. I mean, like
crazy.
I want to ask you too, like, what is your, and I know that it's such a loaded question, but I look up to you because you've been doing this for a long time. And like, what is your biggest piece of advice for like any new business owner?
If you could talk to yourself 7 years ago when you quit that job.
Me, like what would you do?
This is going to sound like so cocky.
No,
I don't mean it cocky, because I would say good job and do exactly what you're going to do. The only reason I say that, I did not do everything perfect any way, shape, or form. I made a lot of mistakes. Yeah. There's certain people I like partnered up with that I regret, certain things that happen with employees that I regret. But if I look back like bigger picture, I think the biggest piece of advice I would give is to just trust your intuition. Yeah. And sometimes that means like Emily needs to be close by to watch what you're doing. But literally everything I didn't overthink. Sometimes to a fault, but I'm very much like, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Yeah. So I think that business owners need to really trust their intuition, not try to have somebody close that you really trust to reel you in, but don't run everything you do by 10 people or somebody that's not close to your business. And I think another thing that you've already done is find somebody like Emily, like Carla, that you trust with everything, and ideally a sister or a brother or somebody very close.
Who can't run away.
Yeah, she can't escape it.
Yeah, because you do need different skill sets. This is a loaded answer. Finding people that are good at what you're bad at.
Okay.
is a big thing.
Okay.
But for you, what advice would I give you? Keep yourself in front of the brand.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay.
Because I have a zillion sweatshirts, but I don't have any of them here. I don't know the owners of any of the other sweatshirts I own.
I see what you're saying,
you guys stood out to me. You really did. Your personality, everything. Remember, I was like, I need to follow you on Instagram. It's true, though.
Yeah, well, that's why I do it. That's why I like making connect. Like I literally, I remember the names of people that buy this stuff. I remember and I'm sure as we grow, obviously that's not sustainable either. But
but you're going to have your people that you always remember. Oh, I remember the first person that bought this thing
the girl that came to that Galentine's pop-up, she literally sold out the white hoodie, and I looked at her and I was like, I am going to remember you forever.
Yeah.
I'm never going to forget that you did this.
You will. I remember my first clients from the first company.
Yeah.
Not even Uptown Marketing, the company I was at before. I remember who referred them to me. I remember our first conversations. So many things, because this is so important to you. Every customer is precious.
Yeah.
Yes. No, literally it is. And it's, every sale means something. When people think it does, and it does. Every single sale, every purchase, every time that an order comes through, it truly makes the world of difference.
Yeah.
I never forget that stuff.
And you won't, honestly. To this day, I don't even do the sales anymore in my company. I have 4 people that do.
Yeah.
Every time I do a sale still, sometimes it's the same feeling. You never lose that feeling where it's wow, somebody picked me to do their marketing with. That's so cool. Somebody picked my stuff to buy.
Exactly.
And that I thought of, design. That must feel so cool.
I think the craziest part that I've seen so far and that we see is when I get an order and it's from someone I don't know and they're in Kentucky. Yeah. And that's when I'm holy shit.
Yeah.
They want to wear my stuff and they don't even know. They know me from what I post on Instagram, but they don't know me.
Yeah.
That's wild. Or seeing at Penn State, walking around the next day, I saw a girl wearing HBH, and I was like, that's fucking cool.
It's that feeling.
Cool.
You have to keep doing the in-person stuff.
Yeah.
You really do. I think it's so smart. You're in particular so good at it. You're so good at it.
That's where she thrives.
Yeah.
And you can tell she's a yapper.
It's just this thing never stops.
And that's how you're going to get people that want to keep buying because they like you and they like your brand. It's such a cute brand. You're so cute. You're so cute. It's how could you not?
Thank you. Yeah. No, that's so nice.
That means so much.
It does. It means literally so. Even getting to do this, today in the car, I was like, we're going to do our first podcast.
You're naturals.
I knew it was going to happen, but when?
I just knew it was a matter of time.
I knew I was not watching those for no reason.
And the other thing I would say, and again, something you're already doing, is keep networking a lot. Don't be afraid to DM a million different colleges.
That's the other thing is and so my cousin owns a business too. Her name is Rose. I don't know how much, am I over time?
We have probably 10 minutes.
Okay. My cousin Rose, she also owns a business. Shout out to her, Rose White Films, if you ever need wedding videography.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She does all of my, okay, let me back up. Dairy Boy and Park.
Maybe less.
They make for a drop, right? They're making a video about it. It's going to be I like to make cinematic stuff that tells the story of what I'm selling. So she'll create videos for me. But what she always says in her business is your ego has to die. It just does. I am not afraid at this point to embarrass myself by DMing literally 500 girls because out of those 500 girls, only 30 are going to respond. And out of those 30, only 10 are going to come. So if that. So it's your ego truly does have to die. You just have to put yourself out there. And eventually you'll get to the point where you have to remember too, I'll take a video of myself and I'm I look, my eye bags and that, no one's looking at that. Yeah. It's just your ego just has to It
is. I always say to my sales team, but really I think business in general, I have no shame. I will message somebody 25 times a week until I hear back from them.
Too. Me
and
too.
that's are you annoying people? Yeah.
Instagram shut me down.
No. Yeah.
Instagram literally gave me a warning and they were like, you are doing illicit activity now on this app. And I was like, fraud. Okay, everyone relax.
You have
DMing sorority girls, it's fine.
When I first built all my clients up, that's what I did. I would send emails, and this was before automated email. Well, probably not, but I wasn't using automated emails.
Yeah, you were fully writing them out.
Writing out copy paste
before AI was writing the emails for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll still I'll use AI again, the tech sales company. I'm so glad I worked there because I learned about AI before it was big. And I'll use it, don't get me wrong, to polish things, but majority of the time it's me really writing it out because that way I can like actually put my personality into it, you know?
Yes, so that's my other big piece of advice is to just keep your brand authentic to you. Yeah. Don't ever think like, oh, well, maybe I don't want to say this or like, especially in women's apparel, like you can do whatever the fuck you want.
You run the world.
Women only like it more when you're like really out there.
Yes. And also like, again, like no one at the end of the day, like sure, I might say something that like came out the wrong way or like I looked this way in like whatever I'm posting. But like at the end of the day, like we're all girls. Literally the first collection that was created by Heartbreak Honey, like I'm just a girl.
Yeah.
Was because I didn't know. I sat with a list. It's on the sweatshirt.
It's on a sleeve, right?
But yes, I don't know which one.
Yep. I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl.
But I created that because I was sitting with a freaking like spiral notebook in the basement with her. And I was like, what am I going to create for the first collection? Like, I don't know what I want to do. There's so many things I want to do. And then I like looked at her and I was like, I'm just a girl. And then from there, I was like, that's what we're going to do. I was like, we're going to make it pink. We're going to like really dive into it. And like now, I probably would have done it differently. But at the same time, like I'm just a girl. We're all just girls. Like we're all figuring it out. And like that's part of the reason I created the company. So
yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So God, I don't even know how to wrap it up. Okay. So that was so good. I'm so excited for you guys.
Was that like good?
Yeah,
like,
we're not done just
footage?
yet.
Okay.
We're almost done.
Like, was it okay?
It was so good. It was so good. Tell everybody where they can find Heartbreak Honey because everybody, I will say this too. Another thing that's good with the pop-ups that you guys do. Yeah. You can see, like, I literally beelined for your clothes because I was like, that looks so comfortable. I just want to put it on right now. Yeah. And it is. Like, you can only see that in person. And it's tough when you're online.
That's so true.
Everything looks great online.
Yes.
So, anybody listening, if you aren't going to a pop-up, this is literally, I wore it my whole pregnancy. And there's never a time that you're more uncomfortable than being pregnant. And I just wanted to be in this all the time.
We need to do, I will do, mark my words, when I'm pregnant one day, I'm going to do a collection that's like,
hell
yeah. You can find us on Instagram at heartbreakhoney.shop, on TikTok at heartbreakhoney.shop, and then www.heartbreakhoney.shop is our online store.
And then do you want to talk about just Arizona or spring pop-ups?
We have a ton of listeners in Arizona.
I was going to say. Yes. I mean, I guess what's next for Heartbreak Honey is we're doing our last pop-up, like for the college tour is what we called it. So that'll be in Arizona next weekend on Friday. I'm really excited. Hopefully people come out. I mean, again, I was psycho. I DM'd so many girls. So
good.
And then typical. And then in the spring, hopefully launching a new collection then. There's also a new collection that's going to come. It's like it's not a collection. There's a limited edition item that's going to come, and it's my first collab ever. So I'm really excited for that. That'll be in like December.
You're collabing with?
Right before Buffalo Bleach, if anyone knows.
Yes.
Haley Rocco. Love the Roccos.
Wait, you need to be in there.
So,
how do we get you in there?
I don't have, so I dated their brother. Right. So that's how I know them. Because my life.
Yeah.
So Alex, shout out. But I dated him for a little while and I met the Roccos. Like, they're the best family ever. I love them.
Literally.
And so she opened up Buffalo Bleach and I was like, again, super inspired, loved it. At first, actually, I thought Heartbreak Honey was going to be a boutique too and not a clothing brand, like manufactured my own stuff. But I really looked up to her. I thought she was awesome. And then I reached out to her recently and I was like, I think we need to do something that is Buffalo related, which I'm not going to share yet. Okay. But so that's going to come in December.
Yay.
Us with Buffalo Bleached. I'm really, really excited for it.
Awesome.
And then a spring collection, hopefully. So,
wow, yeah. I feel like there's like 100 people I can think of that you should be like connecting with and doing stuff with.
If you have any names, let me know.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, girls. This was so fun.
This is so fun.
I just want to go home and shop online. Heartbreak Honey now.
Yes, love it. Well, thank you so much.
Yes. You have a gift.
I do have a gift. We need to record this. Yeah.
Oh my God, yay.
And I want you to open it.
Okay.
Because I thought that you would look cute in it. And
oh my God.
I feel like it's
I love the color already.
So I brought you one of our new sweatshirts from our last collection.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for this.
It's so cute, so comfortable. It's nice for like the spring, fall time. It's perfect.
That really like...
It's like a buttery soft fabric. Yes. And I made them lighter because this was like our summer collection.
Yeah, it was for the summer. So it's like if you're on a boat, it's perfect. If you're on a boat late at night, it's
perfect. On a boat.
Yeah, I know, literally. Go take a
love
vacation.
It. Thank you so
you're
much.
welcome.
You guys are so cute.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll see everybody next time. Thank you for listening. This is so cute.
Do you like it? I'm so glad.
Yeah.